Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Light Corner. Are you excited? Yay! I'm excited. It's another story time. Wow, it's another story time. And today we're going to be reading another story about who? Good job! We'll be reading another story about Daniel. Today's story is super interesting. You're going to love it. Can you guess what the title of today's story is? Do you want to take a guess? Okay, let me give you a minute. Think. What could the title of today's story be? Alright, let me just tell you. So close your eyes, close it. What's the title of today's story? Daniel learns to be courageous. Wow, that's a very beautiful lesson. Who knows what courageous means? What does it mean to be courageous? Being courageous means to not be afraid. Do not be afraid, okay? Be courageous. That means you should be bold. You shouldn't be scared easily. Now, let's see what happens in this story. Before we go, what can you see on the front page? Can you see Daniel and somebody? Who is this person? We don't know who this person is. Let's find out. Daniel was a kind and caring boy. He loved his family very much, especially his little sister, Layla. Daniel has a little sister? Wow! But we haven't heard about her before. Okay, let's see what happens here. Daniel's parents always taught Daniel and his little sister, Layla, to be kind and brave even when they feel afraid. Before we go on, can you tell me what's Daniel's sister's name? Layla! Good job! Now let's see what happens. One morning, Daniel's parents had to travel for an urgent and important meeting, and they couldn't go with Daniel and Layla. They had to travel alone. We will be back tomorrow, Daniel's mom said with a smile. She hugged Daniel and said, "Take good care of Layla, okay? And remember that God is always with you." "I will, Mom," Daniel said. Can you see a picture of Daniel and Layla saying bye to their mom and dad? Can you see Daniel's mom and dad standing in front of the car? Okay, let's see what happens next. That evening, Daniel and Sarah finished dinner and sat in the living room watching the television. They laughed and enjoyed their favorite program. Can you see Daniel and Layla eating popcorn and watching TV together, looking so happy? How many of you like to watch your favorite shows? Good job! Now, let's see what happens. Suddenly, click! The electricity went off. There was no more light. The whole house became dark. Layla quickly held Daniel's hand. "Daniel, I'm scared," she whispered to Daniel. Daniel hugged Layla tightly. The two children sat closely together, holding each other. They were so scared. After a few moments, they heard a strange sound. Scratch! Crick! Whimper! Layla jumped. "Daniel, did you hear that?" Daniel nodded. Layla said to Daniel, "Can you please go and check what's making that noise?" Daniel shook his head. "No, I can't. I'm scared too." Can you see them? Can you see Daniel and Layla looking so scared and frightened? Good job. Now let's see what happens next. A little while later, they heard the sound again. Sarah held Daniel even tighter. Daniel's heart was beating fast. Everything became quiet. Then the sound came again for the third time. Daniel closed his eyes. Then he remembered what his mom and dad had always told him. Daniel, do not be afraid. Be courageous. Daniel took a deep breath. God, please help me to be brave, Daniel said. Daniel stood up. He picked up his torchlight. His hands were shaking, but he slowly walked towards the back door. He shined the light around the backyard. Then he saw something moving behind a flower pot. It wasn't a monster. It wasn't even a thief. Guess what it was? It was a tiny puppy. One of its paws was trapped between some wooden birds. The poor puppy was scared and crying for help. Oh, you poor little puppy, Daniel said. He carefully picked up the puppy into his arms. The puppy wagged its tail happily. Sarah smiled. You were so brave, Daniel. Daniel and Layla took the little puppy and they took care of the puppy. Can you see Daniel and Layla taking care of the puppy? Good job. The next morning, Daniel's mom and dad came back. Daniel and Layla ran to the door. Welcome back, mommy and daddy. Can you see Daniel and Layla running? They were so happy. Daniel and Layla told their parents everything that happened. We are so proud of you, Daniel's dad said. And then he told Daniel and Layla, courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is doing the right thing even when you are afraid. Daniel and Layla smiled. They learned something very important. What's the moral of today's story? The moral is that sometimes we feel afraid, but we shouldn't let our fear take over us. We should be bold and be courageous. Always do the right thing even when you are afraid. Did you enjoy today's story? Give yourselves a roll and a clap. Roll and clap. Good job, boys and girls. That was very interesting, right? Make sure you remember today's story and always be courageous. Tell all your friends about this story and tell them that Storytime with Ms Debby is super fun. They should watch. Alright? Until next time. Bye.